Why do I love STLF? I think there's this really common misconception that college students can't really contribute to their communities in effective and productive ways. But what STLF has taken me and shown me that I can do is change those communities in meaningful ways.
It's really brought out my leadership in myself that I didn't know I really had. And it was just such a great trip that even just looking back on pictures, I always am laughing and I'm always excited to talk to people about it.
My freshman year when I went on a trip, I had no clue what I was doing for spring break, and I got one of the emails, and so I was like, you know what, I love to travel, I love to volunteer, I'm going to go. Didn't know a single person on the trip by the end of the trip, and we were all, I would say, pretty good friends. And I've maintained a lot of those relationships through the rest of my college life.
I love STLF because it gave me the opportunity to meet a bunch of people I wouldn't have been able to and travel across the country basically. And through the week spring break trip, you get to become really close to all these people that you would have never met. You get to be a part of these communities that you would have never been to, and you get to see all these cool places. And I feel like you really grow as a person throughout the whole experience.
I like STLF because it's like a great way to meet fun people, and I wasn't actually going to do anything for spring break last year, but I found out about STLF at the last minute, so I decided like a few days beforehand to sign up for the trip, and I'm really glad I did. It was a really meaningful way to spend my spring break helping other people and making new friends.
Volunteering that we did on my first STLF trip, which was last spring break, was definitely in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we helped out at Big Brothers Big Sisters Club. Basically, we had a group of people working inside, painting, like repainting the walls, and we had another group in the courtyard tearing up bushes.
I've done a lot of works in parks, and I've also been to a Boys and Girls Club once, some schools, and even an animal shelter one time. And I just got to play with dogs and cats for a couple of hours. Pretty nice.
And the entire town, when we woke up the next morning, the entire town knew we were there. The newspaper came out, everything. And so essentially, we had 3 different projects, and I was helping clean up a river trail, and just going down with all of those people down the river trail and just cleaning it up and making it look awesome was so rewarding.
When we went to a nursing home, we got to interact with the people and get to know them really well, and it was so nice to get to know their stories and who they were, and they're just the most kind people. So I really love the chance to get to meet these individuals who I never would have met unless I did this trip, and they really opened up my eyes and were just beautiful people. So getting to do these service projects, you get to do things you never thought you would have been able to do.
We went to a homeless shelter that was set up by the Salvation Army, and what was really powerful about this service project was how much we were able to help the people in need there, but more so was the education that was given and the realization of what you really have to be appreciative for.
We were in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and that's the site of a battleground from the Civil War. So we went to the battleground, and it's really crazy hilly, and so I just remember running around like an idiot on the hills, and it was just so much fun.
I've been to places like Dallas, DC, New York, New Orleans, Philly, Atlanta.
My favorite tourism was going to the beach in Florida because it was like a really nice day, and we just got to take a bunch of pictures and walk along the ocean.
So we went to Nashville. We saw a lot of history there, ate some really good food, and it was such a really cool city that I feel like everyone should be able to see one day. And through this trip, we got to go to such a famous city, so it was really awesome.
Atlanta, Georgia, last year, and typically on service projects or on these trips, people spread out and they go into their own groups. It was really interesting because our group tended to stay together, and we were in the center of the city with these fountains that were timed, and they were going up and down, and people were running through them, and our entire group was just like a bunch of kids running through there, getting hit with jets of water, and just having the time of our lives. So it's those experiences that will stay with me forever.
As somebody who's trying to go into politics and do good for people, it's given me the tools and improved my leadership abilities that were already there, so that I can go out, lead people to do better things. using that leadership, I'm able to do a lot more good in the community and just make a positive impact on the places I am and the communities I'm a part of, and that's why I love STLF.
And so since you're in a bus with 40 other people driving across the country, and so you all talk, and when you spend that much time talking to each other, you all really open up, and in those 9 days, you grow really close to the people around you. And so, after the tour ends, the relationships usually continue. It's a really good opportunity to meet new people. You know, you'll make a bunch of new friends. You'll get to travel and do a bunch of new things.
Hope when the moment comes, you'll say,